did not fund any type of response to the literal lies created by the Trump administration to the degree of hundreds of millions of dollars in advertisements against trans people.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all I really had to say anyways. So that's okay.
Okay. Oh, I guess I have
Thank
a
you for
question then.
picking me
Like,
though.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Thank you for coming up.
Stupid.
All right, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Dawn, thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Dawn. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for Dawn in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. Ashley, thank you for the $10. I should have asked him that. Jillian, thank you for the $5. Chelsea with the $100 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Chelsea in the comment section right now? For the $100 on Venmo. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. W's for Chelsea in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Seriously, I really appreciate it. I appreciate that. That's why I do these lives every single day. I think that this education is so important. I really do. I love what I do every single day. It's so fucking important. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Chelsea. Can we get some W's for Chelsea in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Chelsea. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Alrighty, everybody, let's go into the next individual quick. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. And again, spam some W's in the comment section right now for Chelsea. Absolutely incredibly kind of you. Midlife Maddie, thank you so much for the membership subscriptions. Thank you so much for the 5 membership subscriptions. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Alrighty, everybody, let's go on to the next individual real quick. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Let's go on to the next individual real quick. Oh, okay. It looks like they're joining up. Nice. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yep.
Okay. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why so?
Domestic policy, foreign policy, economic policies, etc.
Okay, so what domestic policies, what foreign policies, etc.?
Securing the border, no more illegal entries, cleaning up the streets, stuff like that.
Okay, could you...
Tax cuts for the middle class.
Okay, so tax cuts for the middle class, you said border, and what else?
Cleaning up the streets, crime, sending the National Guard into democratic cities where their governors won't clean up the streets and won't even admit their highest crime rates.
Okay, a few things I need to address here. Rachel, thank you so much for the Galaxy Globe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. The National Guard, sending the National Guard, if he actually cared about reducing crime, well, then he would be sending them to areas in which have red governors that have high murder rates and crime rates, violent crime rates.
No, that's wrong.
Can I please finish?
That's wrong. Chicago is number one.
Can I please finish, sir?
Number one.
Chicago is not number one. Chicago is, that was a misleading thing from
out
Fox.
of all the major cities, Chicago is number one.
You just changed your argument. You changed it from all the major, from specifically just the largest in general to the largest major
that's
cities.
What we're talking about, the major cities.
Yeah, and some of the largest major cities that specifically do have a lower level of violent crime rate, those are blue areas like New York, like Los Angeles. And if you compare Los Angeles and New York, can I please finish without you cutting me off? Is that possible?
Go ahead.
Okay. If you want to look at the violent crime rates and you want to compare places like, for example, Los Angeles, New York City, two places in... Can I please finish? I am trying to explain that right now. So those are areas with actually lower rates of violent crime and murder than places in Texas that are under the context of a red governor.
Wrong.
So it actually is true according to Fox News.
False.
According to Fox News reports on the fact that there's a higher murder rate in Texas cities in Texas than there is in New York and California.
17.7%. Chicago's number one.
No, you're thinking about that one particular graph that they showed on Fox News, and I'm also referencing that same graph because I think that's disingenuous, because what they're not taking into account is other cities outside of the context of just the top cities specifically. And this is only in the context of murder rate. And it's also not taking into account certain districts within the context of Chicago, because not all Chicago specifically has that.
Population, major cities, Chicago's number one.
Okay. Do you just want to keep repeating the same point without responding to anything I had to say? Because I just responded. Would you like to respond to what I had to say, or would you just want to repeat the same point?
We're talking about the major cities, the biggest major cities in the U.S. Portland, L.A., Chicago. Highest murder rates. Murder.
Okay. What's your point of saying that?
Is that your argument? They should do nothing? They shouldn't send in the National Guard and continue to have the highest murder rate? He's already done it in Washington, D.C. No more murders.
Not true. There are still murders happening in D.C. You're just such a liar.
Are you against that? Are you against that?
I'm against the National Guard being sent into areas in which not consented by specifically the governor of that state. So you think
people should continue to get
Can I please
murdered?
finish without you cutting me off? Shut up. I will mute you if you don't.
No, you're mad. You're mad.
Yes, because you're not letting me speak.
Okay, go ahead.
I am being very nice to you. I'm letting you speak. I'm letting you get your points out.
Go ahead.
Let me get my points out. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that fair? Yes or no?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, it's fair. Okay, so then let me address this. So let me point to this. So the reason why I think that Donald Trump isn't actually trying to reduce crime by sending in the National Guard is because he's sending it into areas in which have Democratic governors that have not consented to the National Guard being sent into those areas, meaning that it's unconstitutional. Dude, I have to mute this guy. This guy's insane. You can't shut up. You are like, dude, what are you, a fucking kindergartner? Actually, never mind. That's an insult to kindergartners. Jesus Christ. Now, again, I'm going to keep addressing this. Please shut the fuck up, okay? Now, if we're talking about the National Guard being sent in, it is unconstitutional to send in the National Guard into states that have a governor that has not agreed to the National Guard being sent in, okay? That's why it's not him actually addressing crime, because he could be sending it to areas in which have high violent crime rates, high murder rates in red states. Like, for example, in Louisiana and Texas, those are red states that they could address. Missouri, for example, St. Louis, right? Red governor, send them in. Send them into red states. Do not send them into blue states because it's unconstitutional. Now, if he actually wanted to address crime, he wouldn't specifically be sending them to blue states because he knows that there's a constitutional issue there. What that tells me is he's not addressing crime. He's not caring to address crime. He's caring more to test the bounds of how much he can actually violate the Constitution and what the enforcement mechanism will be within our society based upon that said violation of the Constitution. That's what he's looking for. If he was trying to reduce violent crime, he'd be sending the National Guard into red states, right? Specifically where the governors are begging him to do so that they could prove to the rest of the nation that it actually reduces crime. Now you may speak. Unmute yourself. Now he can't figure out how to unmute himself, dude. Frank, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Sarah, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's so kind of y'all. He can't figure out how to unmute himself. The microphone in the bottom right, click on it.
Why should he not send into blue states?
I just explained that. What did I say?
Where the murder rate is the highest. Why should he not send into blue states where the murder rate is the highest?
Did you hear my response to that?
Yeah, you said he should send into red states, but why shouldn't he send into blue states where the murder rate is the highest?
St. Louis is a higher murder rate than Chicago. What are you talking about?
Per population.
No, per capita,
Chicago's
it has a higher murder rate.
17.7%.
Per capita, St. Louis is a higher murder rate.
Number one.
You're wrong.
No,
per capita, St. Louis is a higher murder rate. You're wrong.
I'm talking about the biggest cities. Yep, Chicago's number one, 17.7%.
That's not true. No, St. Louis is a big city, and St. Louis is a higher murder rate. Why doesn't he send them into St. Louis? That's a red state. Oh, he just left. He just fucking left. He ran away. Instead of responding to my arguments, he just has to run away. Dude, actually ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. Richard with $100 on PayPal. Holy shit, Richard, thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Richard in the comment section right now for the $100 on PayPal? That is crazy. Thank you so much, Richard. I really appreciate that. That is so fucking kind of you. W's for Richard in the comment section right now. That is so kind. Thank you so much, Richard. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Holy fuck. W's for Richard in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. They are very cringe, I tell you. Very cringe. Very cringe. I don't know. Maybe the guests since I've been in New York have been a bit unhinged. Is that just me? Like, maybe? I don't know. Maybe even recently it's been that way. I don't know. Alrighty, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. I can't wait to be back to my setup, everyone, for the live streams, because I need to figure out how to get the laptop a little bit better for setup for streams. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm gonna rape you and post it, Barker. I'm gonna kill you and tie you.
That's such a fucking disgusting thing to say. That's so fucking gross. That's so fucking disgusting. Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck, man. Let's go on the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. What was the? I'll have to check later. I genuinely don't know right now. I don't know. That's just kind of crazy. That's so fucking insane. If you want to see, because people will have to be saying in the comment section, you can just go back on my YouTube, everyone. That's like that should be a crime. You should not be allowed to just threaten people like that. That's so fucking crazy. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, buddy. I'm 52. I'm in New York. First of all, I want to say that was disgusting,
Yeah, that
especially
was horrible.
saying it to someone who saw what happened to Charlie Kirk firsthand. There's no place for that anywhere.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, sorry for that. Couple things. First of all, Trump announced the next city he wants to go into was Memphis, and their governor is what? Republican.
Yeah.
So it's not just blue states.
This is what he should have been doing from the beginning. That's what I was arguing. Is that if he cared about addressing crime, he would have done that from the beginning. And it wouldn't just be Memphis. It would also be St. Louis. It would also be, cities in Texas like Houston.
I'm sure he's going to get to all of them, yeah. Well, the first one he did was the one he has control over, which is D.C. So that's why he did that one. That was like almost like a guinea pig to see if it would work, and it did work. So then now he's going into a red state. So I don't know if that's a real argument about blue states.
Well,
he's going into a red state.
He sent them to California, and he's trying to send them to Illinois, and he was also trying to send them to Oregon. So those are all blue states. So why didn't he specifically try 3 different red states prior to that point?
No, he sent them there to protect government buildings, not to help with crime, which is what he's doing in Memphis. He sent them to protect government buildings, which he's totally allowed to do. He doesn't even need to use the Insurrection Act for that. He could send them to protect government buildings, and that's what they were doing.
No. He was sending them into areas in which it is the case that the governor had not consented to it, and even if it was federal buildings, it still wouldn't make sense because they're still sending them into the state. So he does not have the jurisdiction to be able to do so unless he has consent from the governor.
What does the Insurrection Act say about that?
I'd have to go back and check. I just know that
you should before you say that. Before you say that he doesn't have. No, they didn't. And before you say that, can I talk? Before you say that he doesn't have jurisdiction, you should look at the Insurrection Act because he absolutely has jurisdiction.
Okay, then tell me what in the Insurrection Act? What in the Insurrection Act indicates that there's jurisdiction? Because there's no insurrection currently happening.
Oh, January 6th is an insurrection, but if there's riots, if there's riots, if there's widespread crime. If they're taking over a city, the crime is taking over a city. In his opinion, he could invoke the Insurrection Act.
Okay, so where are they taking over? Who's taking over a city? Who did that?
Well, like I said, Washington, and the mayor said that. The mayor said they were taking over the city.
The mayor did not say that they were trying to engage in an insurrection. By the way, let me clarify why it was an insurrection.
Not an insurrection. Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act gives him. It doesn't have to. You want to define the word insurrection. The Insurrection Act says that if he sees a city or an area that is out of control, he could send in the National Guard. It's fine. That's it.
I don't think that's what it says. Now, I think that there's a lot more connotation to that, and that's why courts have indicated that he has to have the consent from the governors. And the reason why I know this is because I live in Los Angeles, and it is the case that there were plenty. Yeah, they were.
When did that go to the courts?
Yeah, I will let you know.
Did he go to the courts?
Let me tell you the specific court.
I gotta make this short because I was waiting on hold for so long, and I gotta watch football. But as far as the immigration, what you were saying.
Well, can I please finish this and give you the source?
All right, go ahead. That's fair.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure that we stay on that first.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. We're just about there. It was a federal court. Let me get you which federal court if you'd like to know. Hold up. I need to say which federal court. Sorry.
One judge.
Which court? Give me 1 second.
But it didn't go to the Supreme Court, right?
Not quite yet.
And that's when it really matters.
They haven't issued a final ruling, but it has already specifically been done by federal courts.
And almost every ruling that goes to the Supreme Court has gone for Trump because he's been right about all of them.
And that's not true in terms of all of the different determinations. Like there's been plenty of things the Supreme Court said that you couldn't do. That you had to go back on. But here you can read an article from NPR, confused by the legal battles over troop deployments. Here's what to know.
I don't read NPR. But okay, that's fair. I would never trust NPR with anything, but that's fair.
Wait, all they're doing is reporting on the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I would have to look at that. But like I said, until it goes to the Supreme Court, it's not a ruling. It is officially, but it gets overturned, and so many of his decisions have gone his way. Like I'd say 80 to 90%, although I don't have an exact figure of it, but you've seen them. Every time it gets to the Supreme Court, it gets overruled by them. But on immigration, quick.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying the district.
Let me clarify this before we move on. District courts and those courts that are lower courts, their jurisdiction is the law until overwritten by a higher court. So you don't have an argument for that until it's overwritten by the Supreme Court.
Didn't the Supreme Court rule that these district court judges were overstepping their bounds by issuing these rulings?
On the National Guard? I did not see that.
No. On all the rulings they've been doing, mostly on immigration, where they ruled that the district courts did not have the right to overrule or set overrule what he was doing. I think it was one in Seattle and one in Minnesota where he was saying what could happen in Florida. And I might be just, I know I'm my mind's going blank right now, but they ruled that they don't have the jurisdiction to knock down everything he does. So Supreme Court actually started to limit what district courts can do.
So yeah, you could say, but I'd have to know what district you're referencing. I'd have to know what you're specifically referencing. From like what Matt said, he said that there was only in universal restraining orders. So that would only be, I guess, in specific circumstances. So I guess my determination is, could you point to the language in the Insurrection Act that says that or anything like that? Like, because I'm going off of the
I can't bring it up
until there's a higher court that rules on it.
If I go on my phone, it'll knock me off. But I would suggest that you read the Insurrection Act before you keep saying that he doesn't have jurisdiction, because in a lot of cases he does. I'm sure you could twist it into cases that he doesn't have the authorization or the jurisdiction. But I would read the Insurrection Act before you keep saying that he doesn't have the right. Yeah, I read the parts that said that, but I can't quote them.
Okay, well,
Absolutely.
then couldn't you say the same thing to you about whether or not he has the jurisdiction to do so?
Well, why don't you just do this? Go on any AI and say, can the president use the National Guard without the governor's approval?
It's going to cite the same thing I just did. It's going to cite the district court that has jurisdiction.
I just looked it up and it said, yes, absolutely, the president can use the National Guard without the permission of a governor. Absolutely.
Okay.
Go to...
Well, AI,
anyway,
you use AI to do it. I mean, I don't know if that's
no. I'm suggesting you do it. Okay, go ahead.
Go for it. Bring up whatever you'd like to bring up while I look this up.
Okay, the talking point from every Democrat about immigration is that the Trump had people strike down the border bill, the bipartisan border bill, but the Democrats had control of Congress at the time, right? Had control of the Senate.
Wait, here we go. So by the way, it says that they can do so during an insurrection or rebellion. Or an invasion.
Or an invasion.
Say that again?
Or an invasion?
Yeah, an invasion, insurrection, or rebellion.
Yeah, and he
So
could.
there is
he
no
could point to
insurrection,
crime
rebellion, or invasion. So
that's for the courts to decide. But he can use it without the. My argument was he can use it without authorization from the governor. He can. You want to say in this case it doesn't apply, but you keep saying he can't do it without.
Obviously,
that was my point.
unless there's an insurrection, we know that there's not an insurrection or a rebellion happening right now.
You
Therefore,
should
you
add
can't
that
make
when
that
you say
argument.
that thing. No, I didn't make an argument. I said you have to stop saying he could never use the National Guard without a governor. But
Well,
he can.
I wasn't even saying not an insurrection. I was just saying that he needs the consent of the governor because obviously those things
Not
aren't
always,
met.
right? But
Sure,
not always.
yeah, sure, yeah, but
Okay.
obviously those aren't met, so he doesn't have a
Like I said,
justification for doing
this,
so.
This isn't the point I wanted to make when I called. The point was the bipartisan immigration bill, which was a terrible bill to begin with, but the Democrats had control of the Senate at the time when that was going to be voted on, and it didn't pass the Senate because 5 Democrats voted against it. So it wasn't Trump that knocked it down. Was he going to knock it down?
It was Trump that knocked
if
it down.
Made,
He called for people in Congress to undermine that bill. Those Democrats were because the bill was too conservative leaning.
hold on. Democrats,
Literally, those Democrats didn't vote for it
voted
because it was too
against
conservative
it.
leaning.
but it didn't get out of the Senate.
Yeah, like
he
for
had no
example,
control over the Senate.
Bernie Sanders did not vote for it because it was too
Right.
conservative leaning. Okay,
But
so your point that
Democrats
you're
had
making
the
here
Senate,
is an
though.
invalid point because it's not specifically the Democrats as a whole. Most Democrats voted for this. It's
You can
specifically Donald
filibuster
Trump.
if you want, but you're
It's
not
Donald-
answering my question.
Listen, it's
Did
Donald
they
Trump.
have control of the Senate? Did they have control of the Senate? Democrats had control of the Senate. It wasn't the Republicans that knocked it down. It was the Democrats. You could say why the Democrats did it. That's fine. But Democrats voted that bill down, not Republicans.
Were there more
Democrats.
Democrats or Republicans that voted for that bill?
There were more Democrats that voted for the bill.
Okay, so then how could it be Democrats that knocked down the bill when more Democrats voted for the bill?
Oh, you know how that's just not fair. That's ridiculous.
How
to
is that
say.
not fair?
That's ridiculous to say. Democrats controlled the bill. Of course, most of the bills they're going to go one side or the other. Most of the Democrats are going to vote if a Democrat brings it up. Most Republicans are going to vote if the Republicans bring it up. But you're not being.
This was a
fair with
bipartisan
that.
border bill, meaning that not all
But the
Democrats are going to
Democrats
listen. This is a bipartisan border
knocked
bill,
it
meaning
down.
not all Democrats are going to agree with the bill. It's bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats. Now, Donald Trump is the one that called people in Congress to tell them to not vote for the bill. That's why I said that he's responsible.
You're proof of that?
Yes.
In Congress, not the Senate. It never got out of the Senate. Republicans had Congress. He was calling people in Congress in the House.
Senate's in Congress.
Because he didn't want. All right, that's why I just said the House. He was calling people in the House because he wanted to knock it down in the House because Republicans had the House, but it never even got out of the Senate.
Wait.
never
He
even got
has
to the Senate.
he has influence over the Senate as well. You act like he doesn't have influence over the Senate. He has influence over Republicans in the Senate.
If Democrats knocked it down. Now I got to go.
You
All right?
just cut
Football's
out.
about to
You
start.
keep
This
saying
is
Democrats
that
knocked it down.
important
That's
to
just
me, but
not
thanks for your
true.
time.
More Democrats voted for it, and it was the
Everyone
case that
knows.
Donald Trump
Everyone
called people in
listening
Congress
knows.
to undermine that bill.
I
Like
didn't. Five
the heads of the
And that's why it
Democratic
got
Party
knocked
were in
down.
support of the bill.
5 knocked it down. 5 Democrats knocked it down. So the
Progressive
heads of the
Democrats that
Democratic
disagreed with it
Party
because it was
were
a
in-
bipartisan border bill. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so
do
it's
you
their
think that?
fault.
Do you think
So
that
it's their
all?
fault.
I'm
It's
sorry.
their fault, then.
You can't. No, it's not.
It's their fault then.
Wait,
Yes,
no,
it is.
it's
Yes, it is.
It's not
They
that.
knocked it
No,
down.
no. Listen. So
They
you would
knocked-
say you would
Hope
say it's
everyone
not-
hearing this just looks it up and they
is-
know what a false.
It is
claim
not the
that
fault of the
Bye,
Democrats.
buddy. I
as
gotta
a
go.
whole. This is so dishonest. It's so dishonest for you to say that because a few Democrats disagreeing with the bill does not mean the Democrats as a whole undermine the bill. Right? That makes no sense. Most Democrats voted for the bill. That was a small portion of Democrats in the Senate. Okay. What is this guy talking about, bro? Like, I think that was really dishonest. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Hold up, we gotta. Do you guys hear that? In LA, and the traffic is not like this in LA. Maybe it's just Manhattan, but like, fuck, dude, the traffic is crazy. It's crazy here. Okay, good thing public transportation is half decent. First time in New York? Yes, it is. It is my first time in New York. Alrighty, let's get the next person up here. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? New York is really fun though. I've had a great time so far. I was out like all day yesterday, and I was so tired when I got back. I was so tired because I took the entire day off yesterday. So I was so tired getting back yesterday. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
Hey, bye.
It didn't even sound like Evil Dean. Good to see you, Evil Dean. How you doing? It's so funny. All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates.
Press that. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
You're good. Don't worry. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Let's go on to the next person here real quick. Evil Dean is such an icon. I'm not going to lie. Such an icon. Just like the Farm Sim kid. Like, we love Evil Dean and the Farm Sim kid. Best trolls on the live. What's up, how old are you?
Tell you that.
Yo, what's up, how old are you?
19,
What's your birth year?
2006,
What month?
May.
Okay. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
And why is that?
Well, I really like his immigration policy.
Okay. Such as?
The one that if you deport the Jews and the niggers having sex, the Jews and the niggers fucking each other and having sex.
Charlie Kirk fan, by the way. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. You know what's crazy to me? So that person probably thinks that they're like Christian. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, you have Charlie Kirk in your profile picture, you're Christian, and you're trying to... I mean, hey, if you want to associate him with all of that horribleness, I mean, he already was, but that's you trying to do that to your own guy. I don't know why you do that. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Isn't New York cold since you're used to LA weather?
I would actually say it is cold since I'm used to LA weather, but like I was fine. Like yesterday, I gave my girlfriend my flannel, and I was just like walking around with just like a t-shirt on. It was cold, but like, you know, I was fine. It wasn't like too bad. I got used to it, and it wasn't like horrible. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Parker's from Iowa where it gets cold. Honestly, though, like, there are genuinely times in LA where it's actually, like, it feels colder and, like, I need a coat comparative to, like, New York. Like, I was actually, like, kind of fine. Like, maybe it was just, like, not that much of a wind or anything like that, but... Yo, what's up? How old are you? Tomorrow's your last day in New York? Yep. Parker's from Iowa? Yep, I grew up in Iowa. I've been living in LA since I was what's it called? Turning 13. So I was like 12 turning 13. Alrighty, let me get this next person up here. So I've been living in LA for over a decade now. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Yo, what's up, 21?
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
04.
Oh, and Angel, it was good meeting you yesterday, by the way. It was great meeting you, Angel. Sorry, what were you saying, Dominic? How old are you?
2004.
And you said you're how old?
21.
For some reason, I feel like I don't believe you. New York is very overstimulating. I feel like it is, but like, you know, it's not as overstimulating as I thought it was going to be. Like, you know, maybe I haven't gone to like I feel like I've been in areas that have been a lot of people, but like, it's not as overstimulating as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be worse. Where in Iowa? I grew up in the QC. All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Wait, hi. I just wanted to say I really love you.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Let's go on the next individual real quick, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. And by the way, everyone, if you see me in New York, always feel free to come up to me and say hi. I'm always willing to say hi to everyone. And you know, don't be scared to say hi. Like I always want to say hi. Always willing to take a picture. You know, can even ask me questions. I'll literally talk to you for a second, of course, as long as I have time. I don't think there's any time restraint where I am. So if you see me, you can always say hi. I love seeing everyone. Like, it's so fun. Like everyone's been so nice. Everyone's been amazing that I've seen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
No way.
Oh, I kicked them as soon as they said no way. Oops. But yeah, everyone's been so kind. Literally every single person, so nice. It literally like warms my heart, bro. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it like seriously does. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 48.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
A million times Donald Trump.
Why is that?
Because the alternative is just a nightmare.
Okay.
And Harris was not. She was not voted in the primary. She would have been like what y'all were doing with the No Kings. It would have been that for Kamala Harris.
Okay. Well, that's just not true. She was voted in the primaries because it is the case that we voted for the Biden-Harris ticket, meaning if the president steps down, that the vice president would step up. Also, 80% of the Democratic Party was satisfied with her being the nominee, right? And no one else decided to run against her.
You keep saying that. I hear you say that over and over again. It's not true. It's just that's not what it is. You don't vote for the vice president. You vote for the president. And
we
primary
voted for the Biden-Harris ticket. It was the Biden-Harris ticket when we voted.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
No, it is.
You vote for Biden. People don't go because they want to go vote for J.D. Vance or for whoever's the vice president, because she got zero whenever she was running for president.
That's just not true. She had 8 to 15% of the vote before she dropped out to be on the campaign.
Parker, I mean, you're the smartest guy.
That's like saying Pete Buttigieg got 0%. That's ridiculous for you to say that.
No, didn't she get the lowest? When she booted out?
No, she dropped out of the race because she joined to be the vice president for the Biden-Harris administration.
Come on, dude. Come on. Parker.
She had 8 to 15% support within the primaries. If you want to reference elections and not doing well in elections, do you remember when Trump ran in 2000? Do you remember when Trump ran in 2000?
What were you watching that we weren't watching? Because we all saw.
I was. Everyone else agrees with me in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about your chat right now. Your chat obviously is, God bless them. They need a lot of help. But you're a very smart guy. You know what I'm talking about. There's no way in hell that she should have been anywhere close to being nominated for the Democratic representative to be a president. And even your party, half of y'all said the same thing. No one was happy with her. That's why she lost.
Not true. 80% of the Democratic Party was satisfied with her being the nominee.
Did she win the popular vote?
She did not win the popular vote, but not winning the popular vote is not evidence. So Biden would have lost at a greater margin.
Parker, did she win any swing states?
Do you agree that Biden would have lost at a greater margin?
No, just answer my question. Did she?
I actually said it first. I'll address once you said. Once
What are you asking?
Would Biden have lost at a greater or lesser margin?
We're not going to know, do we? I mean, I can't speculate.
We
on that.
actually
don't
do. Based upon polling data, it indicated that Kamala Harris would do better than Biden by far.
What polling data? I mean, if you're going to go,
From
bring
AP
things up.
News, NPR, PBS, Reuters, right? Like all of them reported on different polling that indicates that Donald Trump had a better chance at beating Joe Biden than he did at beating Kamala Harris. That's a fact. You can sit there and you can try to deny that as much as you want, but that's a fact.
Well, I mean, we all know what polls do, right? Like the polls they had Hillary Clinton beating Trump by how much whenever they were running?
Within
and these are
the
the same
margin
polls
of
that you
error.
trust today?
Within a margin of error. And also, like, you understand that they've taken
margin
into
of
account,
error?
they've taken into account specifically what was happened with Hillary Clinton, and they've adopted that within the polling mechanisms today. So, yes, I think this is a reliable mechanism for telling the difference between Harris and Biden. I think that Biden definitely was in a circumstance where he would have gotten significantly less votes, right? Even though he was like the presidential candidate when voted in the primaries. But again, what you're not listening to is the fact that she's the vice president on the ticket. The ticket was Biden-Harris. You can sit there and say, oh, people don't vote for the vice president. The reality is the vice president steps up when the president steps down, and that's not undemocratic for that process to exist because we voted for the ticket.
Yeah. No, you're right. What you said that the vice president steps up whenever the president steps down. Correct, but that's in case of an emergency or a death or a sickness, illness, not for the race for the next president. Of
Joe
the United
Biden has
States.
cancer.
But
But it's also like if they specifically if the party doesn't want the president and prefers the vice president, in that circumstance, the president stepping down would also be warranted.
And how many times has that happened in the history of the U.S.?
I don't know the amount of times it's happened in the history of the U.S.
Never.
So so does that change anything? This is you understand that this process has existed once they've been elected, right? Like for example, like I can point to Lyndon B. Johnson, like LBJ.
Yeah.
That's an example
of what?
Of a vice president stepping up when a president died.
Of course, absolutely, and I agree with you with that. What you're trying to say is that she deserved to be in there because Biden got kicked out.
No, Biden decided to step down himself.
But he didn't step down from the
presidency.
That's what I'm saying.
He stepped down from the running for presidency.
The
ticket when running for president was Biden-Harris. If Biden steps down from said ticket to run, who steps up? It's obviously Kamala Harris. Also, she had 80% support. She had 80% support from the Democratic Party, as they supported her being the nominee, alongside the fact that Donald Trump himself incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol and pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers, and he called them patriots.
Yeah, but the Democratic Party, okay, that's fine. Your statistics may or may not be right, but I'll go with what you're saying. The Democratic Party, 80% of them voted or allowed her to be in as the representative, representing your party. The people did not vote her in. The people did not want her to be there. And then
it's just not true. I've responded to this 7 times. If you want to repeat the same bullshit talking point, I'm going to kick you and go to the next person. You're wasting my time. If I have to keep repeating this, stop. If I have to keep repeating the same point over and over again because you're not responding to anything new that I say, I'm going to go on to the next person and stop wasting my time.
Because you can't win that argument because you know it's true.
What do you mean? You're not responding to my points.
Well, I did. I already responded to it. I said that it's incorrect. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
We voted for the Biden-Harris ticket. Are you a Democratic voter?
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. So then what the fuck are you talking about? We're the Democratic voters. I'm a Democratic voter. All the people in my comment section are Democratic voters. Were you guys happy with Harris being the candidate over Biden? Type 3 in the comment section right now if you're happy that Harris was the candidate over Biden.
You're gaslighting your viewers.
That's not gaslighting. Define gaslighting. Define gaslighting.
Bro, you define gaslighting. Is that you're lying?
I will once you answer.
You're making up statistics and you're making up all kinds of stuff.
I didn't make up statistics. I literally cited the poll for you. An AP poll indicated that 80% of the Democratic Party was satisfied with her being the nominee. I didn't make up polling. I didn't make up statistics. You're lying.
That's fine.
You're actually the one gaslighting because you're trying to manipulate people like me, to thinking that I'm crazy for a factual statement. So you're lying to manipulate me into believing that what I said wasn't actually the case, which is actually gaslighting by definition. Okay. So you can sit there and you can say I'm gaslighting, but I'm just saying the entire comment section are Democratic voters saying they are completely okay with that process. You're not a Democratic voter. Get the fuck out of our party. We don't want you here. We don't want you deciding whether or not we have a certain process or another process for our candidate. Okay? We were happy with said process. If you have an issue with being anti-democratic, then you wouldn't have voted for an anti-democratic candidate like Donald Trump, who incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers, called them patriots, and also specifically has been denying the 2020 election results still to this day. You're such a fucking hypocrite. It's unbelievable.
You ready for me?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. What I'm saying is that she was not voted in to be the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party by the people. Okay. Biden stepped out. He was forced to be stepped out. And then the Democratic Party, yes, your people, could be 80%, whatever you're saying, voted her in. That's not the people, though. That's not the voters. The voters didn't want her in there.
It was 80%
Understand?
of Democratic Party voters. You're not listening, dude.
No, I am listening, but you're wrong. That's what I'm saying. This is
Yes,
where
no, I'm not. I'm citing an AP poll.
You're an AP poll that was
Yes.
written when? After the fact? After the fact?
No,
After it
specifically
happened?
during the process.
She didn't even want to be in there. She was bullied in there. You know this, right?
Wrong.
Come on.
Wrong.
Bro, I mean, even
Read-
today,
read
what's
her-
like,
read her
have
book
you read
instead
her
of
book?
gaslighting and lying.
See, we said the same thing. We said
You
the
are
same thing.
actually gaslighting right now.
We said the same thing just right now. Read her book. Exactly. Everyone, all the viewers, you guys go pick out her book and read it. And you guys tell me if I'm wrong or if Parker's right.
Well, yeah, I'm right. If you read her book, I'm right.
Well, God bless you, bro. I mean, I think that this is a big reason why everyone, or not everyone, but the majority, the popular vote, the electoral vote, everyone wanted Trump in there.
Not
There's a
everyone
big-
wanted Trump.
that's-
Now, can you
that's-
respond to any of the points that I've made about how Donald Trump is
Parker,
anti-democratic?
your
If you
question
care
is,
about
why
a
do you
democratic
support
process,
Trump?
if you care about a democratic process, why do you ignore it whenever it's relating to Donald Trump undermining it?
I'm not ignoring anything.
You did. I've brought it up 3 times now, and you've not responded to it once yet.
I
Respond
have,
to it.
But I'm saying that I don't think that you're right. I don't think that you're right. That's
Yeah,
my
I am
response.
right. What was I wrong with in terms of how Donald Trump has denied the election results still to this day? He incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, pardoned the violent rioters who called them patriots.
Opinion. Go ahead. What's the next
None
one?
of those are opinions. All of those are facts.
Opinions. No. it's
Which was the
opinions.
opinion?
That he instructed the riot in J6.
He incited a violent insurrection. Okay, so let's go through this.
How? Prove it. Prove it.
On January 6th, do you think that was a violent insurrection?
No, I do
Can you
not.
define insurrection?
No, not top of my head, no, but it was not violent.
Okay, it
not
was violent. There were 140 people that specifically were assaulted police officers.
Yeah.
DJ Rodriguez, for example, drove a stun gun into the neck of a police officer, right? And Donald Trump fucking pardoned that guy. He was sentenced and convicted, and Donald Trump pardoned that guy
Why?
because he called him a patriot.
Why? But why would he do that?
That's your answer. You have to answer that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know why, but I'm asking you, why do you think that happened? You think it's because Trump is a criminal? You think because Trump is
I think it's because he wanted the violence on that day.
democracy?
He condoned
wanted
the violence on that day. And if he didn't condone the violence on that day, if he condemned it, he wouldn't have pardoned them.
I mean, that's just hilarious, Parker.
No, tell me, like, seriously, like, if he condoned if he condemned the violence, why would he pardon it? Tell me.
When did he condone it? That's what I'm asking you.
When he
When?
pardoned
Where?
it. When he pardoned it.
Okay, so
answer
after
this
the
question.
fact-
If
after
he
the fact
did
he
not
condoned-
condone the violence, if he condemned it, why did he pardon it?
What about all that video surveillance that showed?
Such
all
a dishonest fuck. Answer my question.
No, I'm answering your question.
No, you're not. If he did not condone it,
Okay, this
then
is
why
right
did
now.
he pardon them?
Because he did not see a violent insurrection happen like the rest
They
of
didn't.
us.
They were convicted of engaging in violence. What are you talking about?
By your party, who?
No,
is
not by
making
my
that.
party, by a jury in a criminal court. What are you talking about by my party? My party didn't
course by
determine
your
that he was
party.
guilty. It was a jury in a criminal court. You fucking
But that's by the
liar.
Supreme
You're
Court,
such a
by the-
liar. Why are you
was it by
lying?
the Supreme Court? Was it the Supreme Court?
No, it wasn't the Supreme Court. What?
Who was it then? Who was it?
It was a criminal court.
By who? In what state?
I would assume that it would be near DC. I'd have to check.
Or in DC, exactly.
DC is not a state, though.
And those judges are what? They're blue. Is that correct?
No, not
Come
all
on.
judges are blue.
I know they're not all blue, but those are.
And also,
right?
it was the entire jury that determined this. And also, by the way, they admitted it to themselves. Like
That's
DJ
an
Rodriguez,
incredibly
for
democratic
example,
city.
DJ Rodriguez has admitted he did this. The officer himself talks about the fact that he had a stun gun drove into his neck by DJ Rodriguez. Do you think the officer's lying? Do you think the officer's a left-wing lunatic?
Who's Rodriguez?
DJ Rodriguez, who drove a stun gun into the neck of a police officer.
And do you know his history? Do you know his past? Who did he vote for in the past?
He's a violent insurrectionist, or he's a Trump supporter.
Republican?
Yes, he's a Trump
Republican?
supporter.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's registered as a Republican? Did you see that?
He's a Trump supporter, yes. We all know him as
How
a
do you-
Trump
how do you
supporter.
know he's a Trump supporter?
Why is this guy lying? We know this already. This has already been confirmed.
No, but what I'm asking you,
Why would he be breaking into the Capitol on January 6th if he's not a Trump supporter?
He could have been somebody with a mental health problem, somebody that was a
He
criminal.
admitted it. He has admitted he's a MAGA
Could be an
supporter himself.
opportunist.
So I'm sorry. He admitted he was a MAGA supporter, but he's just lying?
Yeah, he could. It happens all the time, don't
Dude,
they?
this guy's so dishonest.
sides.
The 140
This is
people.
your gaslighting that you're doing.
This
to
is
your
not me
people.
gaslighting. You're being so dishonest right now. Donald Trump.
I'm trying to
so
speak
by the way,
really.
if he's a left wing lunatic, why did Donald Trump pardon him?
He pardoned DJ Rodriguez.
He pardoned.
Is that what
yes.
you said? Are you sure about that?
Yes.
All right. Well, I have to look into that, but I don't remember him doing that. I know that he pardoned like everybody, kind of like 1,500 people he pardoned. If DJ Rodriguez was in there, then maybe so. I don't know that he looked at every single person that was in there. Do you know that?
Yes, he did. He individually pardoned them.
Okay. See, this is how we can have a conversation.
So if
here.
he didn't look into it, then that's his fault.
It's his fault, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, I don't think that he thinks like the rest of us. We don't think that it was a violent insurrection. That there may have been injuries, and there may have been a death.
Okay, so
by some crazy ass.
Can you answer this question?
Go ahead.
Did DJ Rodriguez engage in violence?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about him, to be honest with you.
Wow, what a dishonest fuck. Yes, he did.
Why?
He was pardoned for that violence.
Okay.
He was
I don't know nothing
convicted
about him.
of that violence. Okay.
He shouldn't have been
Do you think
if
there
he
was
did.
any violence on January 6th?
I think that there was a clash between the people that went inside of the Capitol and the security guards, but then and there's police officers also, but that's always going to happen.
Okay. Were there any rioters that assaulted police officers?
I don't know. I don't know if they're
You don't
exactly
know?
rioters.
You don't
I
know.
if
So
they're-
then you don't know
No, I
enough
wouldn't
about
consider
January
them-
6th to claim
I
anything.
wouldn't consider them rioters. What is a rioter?
Okay.
What's
Okay.
the definition of a riot?
So were there people that assaulted police officers on January 6th?
I don't know. The videos don't show it.
Such a dishonest fuck.
no,
Yes,
the
they
videos
do.
don't show
There
it.
are
Where?
videos that show this. What are you talking
There's
about?
there's
You've
videos
done
that
no.
show-
Wait. By the way, you can't sit up here and tell me this when you've done no research on January 6th. You have done
No,
none. If you did
I had
any
the same
research on
as
January,
anybody
shut
else
up.
that was watching TV.
Shut up. You don't know anything about what we're talking about. There's honestly no reason for you to even be on the stream right now. You don't know anything about what you're talking about. You're saying you don't know that there were people who assaulted police officers on January 6th? That's a bullshit lie. You're fucking gaslighting us right now because we know you do know that. We know you do know that. Not only have I explained it to you right now, but you definitely have seen this information before in the past. You're such a lying piece of shit. Shut the fuck up.
Can I say something?
You're a liar. You're a liar. You are a gaslighting, manipulative, lying piece of shit because you're on my live stream right here denying something that we all know to be the case. Okay? It is a fact that Donald Trump pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers. How about this? If it was the case that Donald Trump did so, would you acknowledge that he specifically was anti-democratic?
Okay, can I speak now?
If you respond to what I said, if not, I'll kick you.
Yeah. Okay. To just bring down your question. What exactly was the question?
Yeah, if it was the case that Donald Trump pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers and he called them patriots on January 6th, right? Would you specifically say that he was anti-democratic for doing so?
Any president that did that, yes. I'm not saying that Trump did that, though.
Donald Trump did do that, and Donald Trump is anti-democratic. So given that this is true, I can give you a source right now if you'd like it. Would you like a source right now that proves this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. AP News, NPR, PBS, Reuters, Fox News even fucking says this. Look at them all. Go to them all. Look at the fucking presidential records, right, from the White House that indicate that he pardoned DJ Rodriguez. Look at the criminal conviction of DJ Rodriguez, right? All reported on by all of those different media organizations that I just referenced. Every single media organization reported on this. Every single mainstream media organization. The fact that you haven't read this is an issue on your behalf.
No, I've read everything. Honestly, I have. Listen, this is my point.
So then you know that he's anti-democratic then, because you said you've read everything.
If you let me speak for just a minute, and everyone needs to listen to this, because this is the problem. It's that the rhetoric that's being portrayed out there, y'all are saying that it was a motivated, premeditated insurrection that was made by Donald Trump for these people to go over there, just these peaceful protesters, not even protesters really, they were just there to go and do this thing. It wasn't no premeditated anything. There's no record. There's no proof of that. What you're saying is all feelings. It's not facts. Where was the motive for this? Who organized this riot? Who? You think Trump did? You think people on the right did?
Literally, we have evidence of that. Donald Trump himself said, fight like hell, take back the country from those that stole it from you. And then he pardoned the violent rioters who beat police officers and he called them patriots. That demonstrates motive. That demonstrates intent. That demonstrates that he condones the violence on that day. And if you can't identify that, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking idiot.
You see, you keep going.
And you're the reason why this country is going to be worse over and over and over again. Because idiots like you vote and have the same fucking equivalent vote as me. It's insane. I can't even fucking fathom the fact that you have the same vote as me. Yet you can't identify that it's anti-democratic in upholding a greater level of violence to incite a violent insurrection at the Capitol. And you can't do any research to look into this after 4 fucking years. 4 years. You've had 4 years to look into this. You've had 4 years to look into this and you don't know?
Parker, this is just what I'm talking about. I mean, you're going off of feelings. You're not going off of facts.
I am going off of facts. You've provided no facts today. What do you mean I'm not going off of facts? I've cited the facts.
Your face is red right now. You're super pissed off. I'm trying to explain to you.
You're dishonest. Me having a red face does not mean that I'm not going off of facts. Okay? I am having an emotional response to the fact that you specifically aren't actually using facts. You're not using evidence. You're not using reason. You're not using critical thought. You didn't do any fucking research.
But what was
you're
the
still
motive?
sitting here and claiming all of this shit, trying to say that we're anti-democratic for supporting Kamala Harris in the election over Donald Trump when you support a guy who incited a violent insurrection of the Capitol and pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers. I cited sources. You've given me nothing but other than like, oh, I just haven't seen that yet.
Then how do you explain how bad Kamala Harris lost?
She didn't lose that. She lost by a smaller margin than Trump lost in 2020.
But how do you describe that? How do you explain the fact
she
that
lost? Did you hear what I said? She lost by a smaller margin than what Donald Trump lost by in 2020.
That she lost the electoral and the popular.
By a smaller margin than what Trump lost in 2020.
No, because the Republican Party has always been historically won the electoral when the Democratic wins the popular,
historically
right?
speaking, the Republicans have lost the popular vote does not mean that like this is a bigger issue on behalf of Kamala Harris.
I'm talking about recently. I'm talking about recent history.
Yeah, so Republicans have got dog walked and they can only win because of the Electoral College does not mean that this is a larger margin than what we've seen specifically in 2020. Again, Donald Trump lost by a larger margin in 2020 than Kamala Harris lost by in 2024.
That doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that what matters is that she lost terribly. She did lose terribly. You know this.
So Trump lost terribly. Do you agree Trump lost terribly in 2020?
Well, let me ask you. Don't answer my question.
Do you agree that Trump lost terribly in 2020?
Oh yeah, he lost terribly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, what's your point with this?
My point is why do you think that? My point is the reason why Kamala Harris lost so bad is because the Democratic Party didn't want her. She shouldn't have never been in the primary. She didn't win the primary.
So Trump lost in 2020 because the Republican Party didn't want him.
What they did is
did Trump lose in 2020 because the Republican Party did not want him?
They used a technicality to get.
Did Trump lose in 2020 because the Republican Party did not want him?
What's that?
Did Trump lose in 2020 because the Republican Party did not want him?
No, it's just simply because.
Okay, so then why are you being dishonest and saying that because Kamala Harris lost, that means the Democratic Party didn't want her? Because what you said was bullshit.
Because you're not allowing me to finish my answer.
Well, you said it was bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. That's your opinion.
It was. I just proved it was bullshit.
No. How many people voted for Trump that year when they lost against Biden? Was it 80 million?
No.
Yeah, it was 80 million. And then Biden got like 84 million or something like that, right?
No, Biden got 81 million and Trump got 74.
Okay,
which is less than what Harris got in 2024.
And how many votes did
there were more
Trump
people who
get
voted for
whenever
Kamala Harris in 2024 than there were people who voted for Donald Trump in 2020.
Trump got the same amount of votes against Hillary Clinton, and he won.
No, you're not listening. No, he got less votes against Hillary Clinton. So
you're asking me why
Donald Trump. Listen. Donald Trump got less votes in 2020 than Kamala Harris got in 2024.
I understand that. I understand it. Yeah, more people went out to vote. I understand this. Yeah, what I'm saying is that
actually overall less people went out to vote. False.
No, it's fact. What's 81 plus 74? Whatever she got? 74, right? And how many people went out for the Trump-Biden ticket?
77 plus 75.
There you go. And the one before that for Hillary and Trump?
Hold up. Give me 1 second.
What I'm saying is that what you're looking up, you're saying is that more people went out to vote. That's why Biden won against Trump.
There were actually 2 million more people under the 2016.
Oh, but you asked me the question why, and I'm telling you why. And Kamala Harris, nobody wanted her in there. She was bullied in there, and it says in her book. She specifically, you can tell by the way her book reads that she didn't want to be in there.
Not true. Tell me one thing in her book says that she didn't want to be president.
If you go to, I think it was chapter 7. Do you ever?
What was chapter 7 titled?
I don't remember the title off the back of my head, but it was like a chapter 6 or chapter 7 that she was talking about.
He's
how
rage baiting.
Huh?
Name 3 chapters from the book.
You don't even let me talk.
No, tell me 3 chapters from the book.
Listen, I don't speak as fast as you do.
No, name 3 chapters from the book. Name 3 chapters from the book.
I'm trying to let you know. That way your viewers can go over there and buy the book also. Listen to what I'm doing. I'm trying to help your side buy books for Kamala Harris. But go in there.
You can't answer the question because he doesn't know.
I don't have it off top. I don't memorize things the way you do.
No, but you said you read
I'll
the book,
skim them,
right?
I'll
You
look
said
at
you
them,
read the
I'll
book.
read them. Yeah, you have a photographic memory. We all know.
Can you
this.
name one chapter?
That's why you're such a great grifter, bro.
Great grifter.
best.
Can you name one chapter?
Are you going to listen to what I'm saying or no?
Give me the name of one chapter.
Kamala Harris. Listen.
Give me
Kamala
the name
Harris
of one chapter. You said you read it.
specifically says
Tell me
that
one
she thought
chapter
she was
name.
bullied to
What a
get
liar.
into there.
What a liar. Wrong. Name one chapter.
You haven't even read the book.
So I know more about the book than you do.
So then what are you talking about? I'm telling you.
Can you
that
name
I
one
read the
chapter?
book.
You haven't read the book. It's obvious you haven't read the book. Name one chapter.
It's obvious. I'm trying to explain to you, but you don't shut up.
Name
long
one
enough.
chapter.
Okay. Anyways.
Name one
Listen,
chapter. Name one.
I really appreciate. I do appreciate.
Oh,
What
he
you
can't
do.
do it. What? He's gonna
I
leave.
appreciate
You're gonna
what you
leave.
do. Parker, listen to me. You're a smart guy. I watch you. I'm entertained by you. The guys that are on my side that get on here, a bunch of idiots.
Then please acknowledge.
Let
If you
me
think
finish what I'm saying.
No,
'Cause I
please
gotta get going. I
acknowledge
just
when
wanna
you're
say
wrong.
something-
Then
I wanna say
please
something good
acknowledge
here
when you're
for you.
wrong. You have to
I wanna say
acknowledge.
something good,
If you like
okay?
me at all as a person, acknowledge
Listen.
when you're wrong.
I like that you're educating your side. Okay, that's good. You're a good dude. I think you and Dean are both good people. Okay, and I think that one day, hopefully, we'll be able to come closer to the center, all of us together. That's the goal.
If you
Right
can
now, it's
acknowledge
extreme.
when you're wrong, we will be able to come closer. If you can acknowledge facts, if you can use
there's-
evidence, if you
there's
can
no
use
right or wrong
reason,
here,
we will get
Parker.
closer.
There's no right or wrong here. There's just opinions.
There is.
It's
There
just
is right and
opinions.
wrong here. There is
No,
right and wrong.
It's not like we're trying to
I'm,
kill
I'm sorry.
somebody
Do you
here.
think there are correct and incorrect opinions?
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
Who
so then
doesn't?
what you just said was incorrect.
That's a weird question. That's a weird
No,
question.
what you just said that there are just opinions. There's no right or wrong. That was
For
completely
example,
false.
the guy that was on here earlier that yelled and screamed at you and started saying something about "I hope you die" or something like that, right? The one that kind of upset you a little while ago, right? I don't like that crap, but I also don't like abortion. So it's like, it's one for the other, right? It's one for the other, isn't it? Like for me, I don't think that abortion is right. I think that's murder. You don't think that that's murder.
Okay.
So it's all
What's your
opinions
point?
here. It's all opinions, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
It's opinion.
that's a moral opinion, right?
Well,
But I
opinion is an opinion. You have your opinion. I have my
No,
opinion.
you have an opinion on
But
morals.
listen, Parker,
We were talking about facts. You were
I gotta
particularly
go feed the
prescribing.
needy. I gotta go feed the
wait,
needy.
do you agree? Wait, can you admit that you've never read Kamala Harris's book?
Parker, go read the book. Okay,
Have you read it? Have you read
Read
it?
the book. You're going to learn a lot. Yeah, I have. Yes, I have.
You have.
Go read
Name
the
one
book.
chapter.
All right. God bless you, Parker. I love you, man. I'll keep watching.
That's so dishonest.
You're the
You have
man.
to-
Hey, you guys keep it up. You're the
I would
man.
actually believe what you're saying right now if you
You're
admitted
okay,
when
buddy.
you were wrong.
Have
You
a
have
good
to admit
day.
when you're wrong. I'll admit whenever I'm wrong. Admit when you're wrong. You clearly didn't read the book. You clearly. I'm sorry, everyone. TikTok lag. It does that sometimes between the guests. Frank, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I will try to find them later. I will try to do so. Sarah, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Lauren, the $5. Thank you. Frank, thank you for the $5. Isabel, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you so much. Brianna, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jordan as well. Thank you for the $2. It literally is them. Yadira, thank you so much for the $5. Matthew, thank you so much for the $1. YouTube? Can y'all still hear me on YouTube? The guy is gone, yeah. Let me say thank you to a few people on YouTube, everybody. I've got to say thank you to a few people. We have like probably 30, 40 minutes left on the live, everyone, just letting everyone know. DK, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you so much, DK. I really appreciate it. Madden, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Madden. Thank you. DK, again, thank you for the $2. Cornell, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. DK, thank you for the $10 again. Thank you so much. And Angie, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Thank you. DK again with the $20. Thank you so much, DK. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the $20. Gemini, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Noel with the $5. Witch, thank you for the $5. DK with the $10. Thank you. Gemini with the $2. Niao, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Jay with the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Gemini again with the $20. Thank you so much, Gemini. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Gemini, thank you for the $5. Neo, again, thank you for the $5. DK with the $10. Chris, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I think I'm fine generally. Neri, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Niao, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. DK with the $10. Rude, thank you so much for the $5. It's been fun. It's been so great. I've had a great time so far in New York. I've been having a really amazing time. It's good to be out of be out of what I'm used to in terms of the normal city. I miss my normal setup though. That is one thing. Like the laptop is kind of scuffed. Like I'm going to be totally honest. It's kind of scuffed. Alrighty. Let's go on to the next individual real quick. Everybody, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. How many likes do we have on the YouTube stream, everybody? I actually have no clue. Let me try to pull it up real quick. Actually, I'll just let the chat tell me. Apologize. Go over to YouTube if you don't want to experience any of the lag, everyone. I was gonna say, Luke's Jubilee video finally dropped today. That's really cool. I was gonna watch that later. I can't wait to watch that actually. He got literally the episode that I wanted to do so bad. I wanted to do one Gen Z liberal versus 20 MAGA boomers so bad. When I saw that, I was like, bro, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I can't wait to see that. Lag is bad on YouTube too. Is it really? I apologize, everyone. I think it's just the laptop. Which there's really nothing I can do about that, to be honest. There's just too much going on for it, maybe. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's go on the next person. I'm surprised people saw that Adam was on one. Damn, did he speak about it or something? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 41. Live in a blue state. I'm not MAGA, but I did not vote this last cycle.
Hey, I apologize. I am just looking for people who are currently MAGA. It says it on the TikTok rules for joining the stream. For my stream. I appreciate you, though. I am just looking for some debates with people who are currently MAGA. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Adam Kahn? No, Adam Mockler. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You're looking mad sexy today, though, bro.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if we meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty.
Hello?
Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Matt House, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I need to pull up the definition of an insurrection like on the stream or something. I don't know, like pull the definitions up. I can't do it on my laptop though. The laptop is a bit of a struggle to use, I'm not gonna lie. Like I so much prefer my computer. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20, bro. What's up?
Do you support Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's your birth year?
All right. Got me. Wait.
Okay. Someone asked why I'm in New York. I am what's it called? Just visiting. First time here in New York. Just visiting a friend with my girlfriend. It's been super fun so far. Super fun. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah. What's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
June.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay. Why so?
So just really think about it. Like, first of all, I don't get why the liberal policies, you even support them. It makes like no sense on the policies you support.
Like which ones?
Like how you support illegal immigration.
I would prefer people to go through the legal process, but I think that the current process right now, like for people who are in the country undocumented who haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime, I don't think that they should be punished for said crime.
So let's say even if it's an innocent person, they come into your house, and I know you've probably heard of this analogy before, but they come into your house and they start washing the dishes, probably making your bed for you, folding blankets. Is it still okay for them to stay in your house?
So I think that there's a legitimate rule to say that someone shouldn't be allowed to come into your house without consent, but specifically when it comes to the context of the country, if it takes too long to legally get in the country, it makes sense to come into the country undocumented, and I think that they shouldn't be punished for that. Now, if we're talking specifically, like let me give an example in terms of like these cases. Do you believe that there should be an open border between Nevada and California?
Yes.
Okay, so should people from Nevada just be able to walk into my house and do that? Because I live in California?
No.
Okay, so just because there's an open border between two land masses does not mean that you can just walk into the house of someone. You don't view borders of a country, of a state, to be viewed anywhere near the same as those of a household, right? Alongside the fact that legitimate rules exist for the context of a household, yet legitimate rules did not exist for immigration process for those that are undocumented that have not committed violent crimes or bad crimes.
So you think we should be letting just anyone from like the entire world, just 7 billion other people just enter the United States just because they have some sort of difficulty?
Well, I don't think that everyone in the world is going to come to the United States. I think that's a ridiculous assertion. But
I'm not saying
I do believe there's a
saying,
limit. I do believe there's a limit. Like I'm just saying that we're nowhere near the limit right now. The limit I would say is around 3%. 3% population growth per year.
So is that like, are you projecting around stopping around 1 billion?
1 billion people are not trying to come to our country.
No, when the United States reaches a population of 1 billion, is that when you plan to enforce borders?
I just told you I want to enforce borders. If in situations where they have committed a violent crime or bad crime, and I believe that there's a cap on the level of immigration that we could have, and that's probably going to be around 3% population growth. But it's possible that
so
at that
by
level
that theory, can Americans
but it's possible
go
at
to
that level of population growth that we would still be fine.
So by that theory, can Americans go to other countries and just walk in, just like how as easily as they can walk into the United States?
Well, based upon their laws, it might not be that easy, but I think that their laws should be similar to like my immigration policy. Like if I were advocating for immigration policy in their country, I would advocate for the same immigration policy.
How would you make sure every immigrant is properly vetted? If you're allowing for that level of immigration, how are you going to make sure everyone is vetted?
Yeah, by investing into the legal immigration process and the vetting process. I think that if we make the process go
investing as in how?
Yeah, let me explain.
How? Like what specific ways are you going to make sure?
Yeah, I'm trying to explain to that you right now, but you're cutting me off.
I apologize.
Yeah. So for people who are already in the country who are undocumented, providing them a pathway to citizenship if they aren't in the country where they are, if they haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime, would be a better mechanism to ensure that more people are vetted, because it would incentivize them to identify themselves to authorities, ensuring that more people who are already in the country are vetted. Secondly, for the legal immigration process in general, we would like to incentivize and invest in that to be significantly quicker by investing in immigration judges, right? Specifically to speed up the process to go quicker in terms of vetting people. That would be just one example.
Okay, so it's very easy to say, but what, and I'm just confused. Like, how do you plan to actually get this done where instead of outside this debate, that this actually happens?
How am I trying to advocate for this? You're currently watching me advocate for it in front of over 7,000
that's
people.
Not what I'm saying. I'm saying, how is this going to happen besides just this debate?
I just told you the policies I support.
Okay.
What are you asking for? Like, how do we get more people to support these particular policies, and then over time, politicians will reflect that public support.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You sure politicians will just listen to the people and not look for their own benefit?
They benefit in getting elected into office. If it is a requirement for them to get elected into office, then they will have to have that position in order to get elected.
Okay. Other than that, like,
So we're trying to increase public support. This is the process that I think is the best to increase the amount of people within our country that have this perspective, so that we could reflect that within Congress.
Okay, but I still don't agree on like how you can just not regulate immigration. Like you're still.
That's not true. I didn't say that. I didn't say no regulation on immigration. When did I say that?
Well, what you're pointing at is increasing the amount of people coming in. And when you increase the amount of people coming in, the amount of vetting and regulation that happens reduces drastically.
That's not true.
Unless there's investment. But investment... I know what you're going to say.
Dude, there's no fucking way that you just said that. You just said the exact reason why we would be okay and it would not lead to less vetting. So you already understood it. Why'd you make that argument if you already understood that?
Understood what?
The way that we incentivize there to be a quicker vetting process and the same amount of vetting, if not the same legitimate setup, is by investing in the process. I've already explained that to you. We have to invest in the process to make it go quicker.
Yes, that's I know that, but I'm saying investing is not always a solution. If you see how money is invested in the current government, and not just the Biden administration, but also the Trump administration, Obama administration, all types of administrations, the way money is spent is very careless. They don't spend it on things that are actually valuable. So therefore, just blindly saying that we could spend money on immigration to make it quicker to allow for more people to come in.
I gave you a specific. Did you even listen to me, bro?
Yes, I did.
Then what did I say? What was the specific thing I wanted to invest in to make the said process of vetting go quicker?
To invest in like making it quicker for people to come in.
By investing in what?
The government.
What in the government?
Immigration services.
What immigration services?
Probably visas.
No, you didn't listen to me. So I said invest in more immigration judges to make the process go quicker. That was one of the examples. There are other examples of things you could do, but it's generally about investing into workers that are dealing with the vetting process to ensure that there are more vetting people who are vetting, essentially.
Okay, and besides this argument, when you're allowing this many immigrants from coming in, how does this help the American citizen?
Because
wouldn't this take away jobs?
No, it increases the amount of jobs in our society overall because there's a greater demand for jobs within our country because there's more people within the country. It increases the size of the GDP. It increases our tax revenues. Immigrants have a higher labor force participation rate than natural-born U.S. citizens because they're on average younger, meaning that it is the case that they're going to allow for us to continue to keep the same level of benefits for Social Security, Medicare, and whatnot, even though we have a reducing population in terms of younger people and an increasing population in terms of older people for a longer period of time because of increasing life expectancy.
Well, so you're saying it increases life expectancy because immigration would improve the economy, right? Is that what you're saying? So you said more immigration would result in higher like lifespans of people because of economic growth?
No, you didn't listen to anything I said. Okay, so
could you kind of dumb it down?
Yeah, I did already, but I'll do it again. So in terms of the immigration process, so when people come to our country, they work, right? That increases the amount of tax revenues. Do you agree?
Well, not. I mean, I wouldn't say so because some taxes.
Oh my God! There's no way you're disputing this. More people come to our country and they're working means more tax revenue paid because there's more workers.
Some people get paid by cash. Some people get paid by cash and they don't pay taxes.
Not every single person legally immigrating to the country is only going to be paid in cash and not reported.
Not every single person who immigrates to the country is only going to be paid in legal ways as well.
You know what doesn't make sense to me? Why do the Trump supporters dispute the stupidest fucking points to dispute? That's not a point to dispute. I'm sorry. You could have disputed so many other things. But you decided to dispute the fact that there would be a higher tax revenue from more people in the country. Why? What's the point of doing that? You just sound so stupid.
No, it's also an argument that illegal immigrants some of them get to escape taxes.
We're talking about legal immigrants coming to our country, bro. Listen. And undocumented immigrants paid $100 billion in taxes in 2022.
Okay, and they still got benefits as well.
No, they don't. They don't receive any federal benefits.
being able to benefit off streetlights, sidewalks, the police.
So
That's
do tourists.
all taxes.
Tourists
That's
also
all
do.
taxes.
So
That's
do tourists.
all taxes.
Yeah, and tourists also get those.
Temporarily, but they have to leave.
So, what's your point? They also still get it. So, I don't know what your point is.
They don't get to build a life
let me
here.
clarify, because this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. When there are more people in our country, there are higher tax revenues because there are more people working. Okay, increased population.
There are, but
Be
not
quiet.
per capita.
Just be quiet.
Not per
Just be quiet.
capita.
Just shut up. Please, shut the fuck up. 1, GDP per capita does increase. 2, tax revenues do increase because it is the case that they have a higher labor force participation rate, meaning they work to a greater extent than natural-born U.S. citizens, meaning they're providing to the system to a greater extent comparative to natural-born U.S. citizens, meaning that it is the case that they specifically, right, are going to increase the level of tax revenues overall. Why is this relevant? This is relevant because, all right, the population of our country is going to decline by 2050. The Congressional Budget Office, a bipartisan committee from the federal government, has indicated by 2050 that we're going to have a decreasing population because we've been below replacement rates in terms of fertility rate, which means essentially how many children per person, technically per woman, and it's been below 2.1, which is the replacement rate. So we're actually going to have a decreasing population, meaning a greater percentage of our population will be older and a smaller percentage of our population will be younger, meaning a smaller percentage of our population will be paying into the systems to benefit things like Medicare and Social Security. All right. So if we have decreasing tax revenues because less people are working, right, because we didn't increase immigration, and there are more people who are older, less people who are younger proportionally, that means that we won't be able to keep the same level of benefits for Social Security and Medicare, meaning we'll have to reduce benefits. That's why insolvency for Social Security and Medicare is literally 7 years away because of the big, beautiful bill. So we should invest in more immigration processes because it will allow for us to maintain the same level of benefits for Social Security and Medicare. Now you may respond.
Okay, in terms of Medicare and Medicaid, are you talking about like the thing that Trump cut out that like 12 million people or something are losing Medicaid?
That's the big beautiful bill. Over 10 million people are losing their Medicaid. 2.5 million people per month are losing their food stamps.
So you don't agree that
420,000
people
kids are
should
being
work-
cut off free school lunch and breakfast.
So you don't agree that people should be working 80 hours a week, like 80 hours a month. That's what I'm sorry, 80 hours a month. You don't think that's enough? Like you think that's too much for people to receive Medicaid?
So I do think that there shouldn't be a work requirement for Medicaid. I think everyone deserves health insurance. I think health insurance should be at the point of service for everyone within the country.
So you think regardless of how much you contribute to society, you should leech off other people's tax dollars just because you exist?
Do you believe in free public schools?
Well, to an extent.
Yeah. So
if you're a leech,
you believe in.
If you're leeching off society, and hold on, let me speak. It's my turn. If you're leeching off other people's tax dollars and you're not contributing to society, you don't deserve a single tax dollar. You don't deserve any benefits.
Everyone contributes to society because they demand goods, bro.
Not if they don't work, or if they're literally
if they have money and they're demanding things, that means that they're contributing to our society. And when you say don't
paying
work,
sales tax?
Undocumented immigrants have a higher labor force participation rate. I've already said this to you, all right? Meaning they work to a greater extent.
Okay, and they also get exploited as well. You believe in humans being exploited? Do you think
That's
illegal
why we should
immigrants
provide a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime. If you don't want them to be exploited, provide them a pathway to citizenship.
Until now, under the Biden administration, illegal immigrants were getting paid very below rate salaries.
They are
and
right now
obviously
as well.
they're being, but at least now they're getting deported, and it's making.
At least now they're getting. Do you think the undocumented immigrant would prefer to be deported?
Well, at least they're not being exploited under American soil.
So they would prefer to be in the country, even undocumented, over being deported. Okay. So if you're acting like you're doing things for their benefit, that's obviously ridiculous by deporting. That's obviously an absurd standpoint. If you want to benefit them, you will agree with my position that you do a pathway to citizenship for those that have not committed a violent crime or bad crime, right?
Okay, but it's still wrong. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Answer my question, man.
Just because it happens under the Trump administration doesn't mean
I'm
it
gonna go
justifies
crazy.
it
I'll ask the
happening
question
under
one more
Biden
time. If not, I'll
administration.
just kick you. Okay?
What's the question?
When I ask you questions, you answer them. Okay?
What is it?
You didn't hear?
Ask it again.
You have no bad how much I want to quit. You have no idea how bad I want to kick you right now. You didn't listen.
All right, man. It's my first time in front of 4.7K people, so obviously I'm gonna be a bit
Don't
nervous.
act like that's
so.
the fucking reason. That's a bullshit reason.
This is your job.
Who cares?
Okay, can you ask the question? I'll try to answer it.
One second.
Are you gonna ask the question?
Yeah. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. One quick second. 1 second.
Are you gonna ask the question?
Yeah. Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
Well, at least they're not being exploited under American soil.
So they would prefer to be in the country, even undocumented, over being deported. Okay? So if you're acting like you're doing things for their benefit, that's obviously ridiculous by deporting. That's obviously an absurd standpoint. If you want to benefit them, you will agree with my position that you do a pathway to citizenship for those that have not committed a violent crime or bad crime. Right?
Okay, but it's still wrong. It's too wrong.
Did you hear it this time?
I mean, well, you said something about like I can't have that standpoint.
Did you hear it?
You said I
did
can't
I
have a
say?
You said I can't have a standpoint that they would rather be deported than be paid minimum wages.
If you want the most people to be vetted as possible, then you would support a pathway to citizenship for those that have not committed a violent crime or bad crime, correct?
I would support who is coming here the right way, the legal way, and I would have compassion for them and I would try to get them in rather than people cutting in line, trying to be over the people who.
What was my
who waited
question? Do you want me
years.
to ask it again? Do I need to ask my question again?
I mean, it would be easier if you would do that instead of trying to embarrass me.
I've done it 4 times, dude. I've said it 4 times. Okay, if you want, listen. If you want the most people to be vetted as humanly possible, why wouldn't you do a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime?
Because you can't properly vet mass amounts of people in comparison to when it would be a smaller amount of people.
You can't vet them? What are you talking about? You can't vet them.
You
just said
can
you
vet
wanted
them,
to,
but
you
not
just said
as
you wanted
well.
more people to be vetted, right?
Yes, but not as.
So then, how is your
can vet
response to
them.
that? With like, we just can't vet them. What are you talking about? Yes, we can.
You can vet them, but it's not going to be as good as when it's a smaller pool of
you invest
immigrants
in
to
it.
vet.
If you invest in it, yes, it will.
Okay, but saying just investing, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Some investing money can be spent in very bad ways. Like people don't know how to efficiently use money.
And they can spend it in the right way. You understand that you have to invest in the same immigration processes that you want from Trump's perspective, right? Like you guys invested in militarizing ICE. Okay, I would prefer to invest in a vetting process that's quicker.
I don't support ICE, by the way. I don't support ICE, but the practices they use, I don't support ICE.
Yeah. Did you hear anything else I just said?
Well, you said something about how I support investing in ICE, but I don't.
God, dude, this guy's comprehension skills are so horrible, man. Why am I even talking to you, dude? Your comprehension skills are horrible. Are you like off of like the M drug right now, bro?
No, just.
Are you elevated right now, bro?
No.
Is it 5 o'clock somewhere?
Okay, so are we just gonna insult me, or are we gonna actually use?
Yes, genuinely, because like you actually genuinely can't respond. By the way,
no, you're attacking personal character over actual arguments.
No, I actually have made arguments. You haven't listened to anything I've said.
I've been listening.
No, you haven't. You just said that I thought you said you just said that I said that you supported ICE. No, I said that we can take the funding that we are putting into militarizing ICE and we can put that into the legal immigration processes to go quicker.
Well, that's my point. Is no matter how much money you put in, it's how the money is spent. You could put in
Of
200.
course. Why is this a response to what I had to say? Like, I'll say, let's do efficient spending.
Your argument is the quantity of money being spent. My argument is how the money is being spent. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Hey,
You're
how
just
about
saying,
what I said, how we should spend the money, would tell you that it's going to be inefficient? Or are you just assuming that it's going to be inefficient because we're deciding to spend the money rather than assuming the money that's being spent into ICE right now to militarize it is being misspent? Why are you only assuming that's true for us?
who's us?
Democrats.
How would it be Democrats? It's a Republican. Republicans are running the country right now. I'm saying either side, whether it's liberals or Republicans running the government, money being spent efficiently, money being spent not efficiently is a pattern in both parties. So regardless of saying that you're going to invest money into properly vetting large amounts of immigrants, it's not going to apply regardless if it's liberals running the government.
If both sides are inefficient, why did you bring it up as an argument? It's obviously not distinct, making a distinction between one side and the other.
Well, my distinction is we don't have to deal with this problem at all when we let in smaller amounts of people and we properly regulate them instead of worrying about funding.
In order to let in smaller amounts of people, you have to invest in a process to restrict people from coming in. Okay? So you still have to fund things to do that. Did you know that?
I believe what we have right now with the current administration, how they're regulating.
I thought you just said that funding I thought you said that funding was inefficient.
With your solution, yeah.
No, why only my solution is inefficient?
Because right now we don't have such a free immigration process where anyone can just walk in like that.
You're not answering my question. Why is my process of funding the legal immigration process to go quicker less efficient than Donald Trump funding ICE to militarize it?
Well, I think both are just as inefficient.
Okay, if they're both just inefficient as each other, why are you bringing it up as an argument? It doesn't provide a distinction between one side and the other.
You brought up ICE, not me.
Oh my God, bro. I brought this up to show you that the funding that we put into this is required anyway. There's a funding process for it on either side.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's a funding process on either side, how can your response to my funding process be that it's going to be inefficient, but your response to Trump's funding process is not that it's inefficient?
I never said Trump's funding is non-efficient. I think his funding mechanism is just as inefficient as your plan.
Okay, how about this, man? What about my funding process is inefficient, other than just saying more people are coming?
Basically, just how government officials spend money. It's not smart.
In what way? Tell me how.
Okay, so basically, when you have literal programs before the Trump administration, you had programs dedicated to like the most minute things that like obviously didn't require millions of dollars.
Give me a specific. I can't hear you when you swipe out of the app. Give me a specific.
I don't know specifically what program. You can literally do a Google search right now. You can search up what programs the Trump administration took down in response to like.
I can't do this anymore, chat. This is horrible. This is terrible. This is so bad right now. It's so bad. I'm gonna get off. I genuinely can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I'm gonna say thank you to a few people, and then I'm gonna get off for today, everyone. Genuinely, today has been incredibly insufferable for the debates. Jamie, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Jamie. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Amanda with the $25. Give me some W's for Jamie and Amanda in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Jamie and Amanda. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Denise with the $25. Thank you so much. Hannah, thank you for the $10. Thank you. I definitely will. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone so much. Thank you. I will see everyone tomorrow. If you want to check out the videos that I posted on YouTube, there's about to be videos that are posted right now. I love y'all so much. I'll see everyone later.